Hi, this is Nicole Roberts. Today's date is March 31st, 2018. This is week 4's video lab discussion on the lymphatic system. So firstly, I'm going to start off by identifying different areas of the lymphatic system and different organs, and then we'll go ahead and discuss the actual movement of the lymph through the lymphatic system. So I'm going to be using my anatomy book that I purchased, and I'm going to be identifying the thymus, the spleen, the tonsils, appendix, Peyer's patches, cervical, and axillary lymph node. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So firstly, the thymus would be right here in this area, right here. And these little clusters, these are the lymph nodes that are shown all throughout the lymphatic system. Okay, so those are the lymph nodes. The spleen would be in this area right here. Right here, it would be in this area, the spleen. Alright, the tonsils be in this area right here. The appendix. For this, the appendix isn't shown on this particular model, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our OpenStax book so we can actually see it. So this is a diagram of the small intestine, so the appendix would actually be right in this area, right over here. Okay, and so again, here is the spleen, the tonsils, the clusters right there, those are the lymph nodes. Okay, and then these areas right here, these vessels, these are considered the lymph vessels. Okay, so Peyer's patches would actually be located in the small intestine. Okay, so we're going to switch back over to my other diagram here. Alrighty, so for the cervical lymph node, it would actually be found right here. Okay, and the axillary lymph node would be right here in this area, right in the armpit area. Okay. And right here is the jugular trunk. The right jugular trunk. Okay. Alrighty, so we named the thymus, the spleen, the tonsils, the appendix, the Peyer's patches, cervical lymph node, and axillary lymph node as well. Okay, so that is actually going to conclude the location of certain locations of the lymphatic system. Okay, now we're going to move on and talk about the movement of the lymph. Okay, so what I did here is I actually have a diagram here showing the movement of the lymph. Okay, so it kind of gives a nice illustration of how the lymph moves through the lymphatic system. Okay, and so basically what lymph is, to start off, is lymph is fluid in the lymphatic system. So plasma in the circulatory system, once it enters the lymphatic system, that same fluid is considered lymph. So we start off here with the blood capillaries. They actually seep nutrients, gases, hormones, and they're able to flow freely. And then they go ahead and enter into the interstitial spaces. Okay, and then about 3 liters of excess fluid is drained, okay, and emptied back into the bloodstream by the lymphatic capillaries. So here we have the fluid enters into the lymphatic capillaries, and then from there into the vessels. And then from there, they go ahead and enter into the lymph nodes, then back into the lymphatic vessels. And then the lymphatic ducts actually is the area that collects all of the collects all of the lymph fluid before it enters into the junction of the internal and subclavian veins, which is the blood. Okay, so the primary way that lymph node moves is through the skeletal muscle contraction. The primary way that lymph moves is through skeletal and muscle contraction, and they have these semi-ulnar valves that stop the backflow. Okay, and they also have smooth muscle located near larger lymph vessels, which helps with movement through contractions. Okay, and the lymph flow is influenced by the change in pressure through breathing in the thoracic cavity. Okay, so here is my diagram again. So that you can see. Alright, and that actually will do it. That does it. This is week 4 video lab for the lymphatic system, and I thank you so much for watching.